everybody. This is Dom from Upstate Supernatural. I'd like to welcome everybody in. I see Bethany, Carl, Judy, Doppel, anybody else that may be trickling in as well. I'd like to welcome everybody in for a brand new session of Loving Whispers. And I'm trying to fix the calibration of the camera real fast because, you know, that's what happens sometimes. But I'd like to welcome everybody in. And I have Renee and I have James here with me. And
hello.
Would you guys like to say hello? James already did.
Well. I'd like to say hi to everyone in the room tonight and anyone who is new. Sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's session. And if you have anything you want to ask or anything you want us to ask, feel free to put it in the chat and one of us will do it. Anyways, back to you, Tom.
And Renee, I'm just going to go right to you.
Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Loving Whispers. We're really glad that you can join us, and we're really excited to talk to the spirits tonight that want to communicate with us and share their story or some sort of inspirational messages or just sharing the love. So sit back, and hopefully it'll be a good ride tonight.
And as always, if you guys ever have any thoughts of things you'd like to see with any of the shows that we're doing, please feel free to leave a comment or send a message. If you're not following us on Facebook, don't forget to check out Loving Whispers web series on Facebook, or Upstate Supernatural, or Angelic Comfort. And also, please don't forget to check out each other's channels. Check out Angelic Comfort on YouTube. Check out Upstate Supernatural, obviously, on YouTube as well. And please don't forget to hit the like and try to subscribe if you could. Subscribe and share it, all that good stuff. And I already see a question in the chat, so we'll jump onto that pretty quickly. And with Loving Whispers, it's our time to really focus on letting the spirits and the individuals that we're trying to communicate with know that they're not alone. So if you guys have any messages you want to say to somebody on the other side, we can try to do that during the show, but we can't get too personal. It's just more or less if you want to try to say, let this person know I'm thinking of them, we'd be happy to try to do that, and hopefully that message gets to them. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. And this should be
on.
I think it's on.
Yeah. Now it's on. Now it's loud. Alright.
Tom, I just want you to know the last 5 minutes I've been hearing the name Kathy again.
Kathy?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, hold on one second. Before we jump right into doing the session, we did have some findings from last week. It's very short. It's only about maybe 2 minutes. So if you haven't seen that yet, we're going to go ahead and play that for you. We asked about breakfast. We asked about bacon and Canadian bacon and ham and eggs and things like that. Things that people may enjoy for their breakfast. We got an answer, and it was pretty cool. We got an answer. I'm sorry, James, it wasn't bacon. But we did get an answer, and I'd like to share that with everybody. Your name was brought up at least 4 or 5 times last night.
Yeah, I noticed that at one point. Now, is there someone here tonight that was saying my name last night?
Okay, I heard you. I heard James. Did you guys hear James?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Your name was brought up at least 4 or 5 times last night.
Yeah, I noticed that at one point. Now, is there someone here tonight that was saying my name last night?
Okay, I heard you. I heard James. Did you guys hear James?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Your name
Well,
your
good
name
evening.
was brought up at least 4 or 5 times last night.
Yeah, I noticed that at one point. Now, is there someone here tonight that was saying my name last night?
Okay, I heard you. I heard James. Did you guys hear James?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do you like with your eggs?
Hash browns.
You know, what do you like with your eggs?
Hash browns.
You know, what do you like with your eggs?
Hash browns.
Findings. That was it for the findings. But again, I mean that's pretty good stuff. Toast for breakfast. I mean, I probably it's simplistic. Why not? You know, it's very easy to go with that. But we're gonna go ahead and turn this on. I just muted it, so we're gonna go ahead and unmute it. Any spirits and individuals? We did hear you last week. We know you like toast with your eggs. We also know there was an individual that was trying to communicate with James. James is a little irked that you didn't say bacon.
I like toast.
Okay, then.
What about grilled cheese? Grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese. Oh my god.
Grilled cheese.
I'm not saying a word.
You're not touching that one, all right.
No.
Hello, everybody. Did I scare you? It's Renee. How are you tonight?
Got is there a Kathy? Kathy, you around?
I hear the name Kathy again tonight. Are you there?
What did I start?
Uh-oh.
Grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese. Now, what do you put on a grilled cheese sandwich?
You dip it in tomato soup or with ketchup.
So
Okay, good enough.
they're being silly tonight, guys.
We're always silly.
But of course. Is there anyone that would like to communicate with me tonight? If so, could you tell me your name? Renee keeps picking up the name Kathy. Could you tell me your age?
And we did have a question from the chat, Bethany. Maybe the same person that was sorry, I have a couple mice. I'm trying to jump up. You had a person who yelled in your ear around 2:30 in the morning, and it was freaky. And And then your question was maybe it's the same person that was messing with the equipment last night when we did Spirit Box Weekly. Was that the same individual? That was interesting. Huh. Now, Kathy, we've heard your name coming through Renee probably the last 3 weeks, hasn't it been, Renee?
Yes, at least. Yep.
Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks.
Excuse me.
So you like to be called Kathy, or is your name Catherine?
Puss. Puss.
I'd like to welcome in as well Southern Arizona Spirit Seekers. And I'm seeing if I missed anybody else. Pumpkinhead Paranormal, Doppelganger, Judy Wilson, Bethany Carl. I actually had pizza myself this evening. I had a Jamaican jerk pizza. I'm on a Jamaican kick. I got Jamaican Me Crazy coffee, and I had Jamaican jerk pizza.
Do you have extra Jamaican toilet paper?
I may need it.
I think you might.
Jamaican me laugh.
You'll have Jamaican
me food is gonna make it Jamaican you go potty.
You'll have Jamaican me ice cubes sitting next to the toilet.
It wasn't super hot.
Okay.
I've been dousing everything in hot sauce for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
It was good. I saw it, and it kind of looked good. It had peppers, onions, chicken, and it was like a spicy barbecue sauce on it.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I like cooking with jerky. I love cooking with jerky.
I do chicken wings. I add it sometimes to my chicken wing sauce.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for hot sauce, Dom, I'll set you up with some links there. And real stuff. We'll put some hair in your chest there.
I know you and your peppers. I'm okay. He sits there and eats habaneros like your goldfish. Like, who does that? That's so difficult.
It's candy, man. Tastes like candy.
Yeah. That's.
I'm having flashbacks of when I tried the ghost chilies, the ghost peppers. Oh, they're just a little bit of sauce sent me like.
I got this. In Spirits and Individuals, let me know if you've ever had any of this type of stuff. My aunt actually made jalapeno jalapeno strawberry jam. It was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Jalapeno lollipops are good.
A little hint for you. If you ever want something really sweet like candy, let your jalapeno ripe until it's a bright red. The sugar content goes through the roof. People don't usually realize that because you buy them in the store green, or when you grow them, everyone's used to pulling them when they're green. But they're not ripe.
Yeah, we used to have a wing place. It was Quaker Steak and Lube. And they had like multiple different kinds of sauces. And there was like the top tier ones that, literally will burn your throat. I tried like the bottom of that hot list. And I was like, I'm good. I'm fine.
I'll have to show you how to eat wings next time I'm down your way.
I like hot, but that's I don't know. It's too hot. You know, if it doesn't taste good, what's the point of burning your throat?
I find it tastes good.
Now, spirits and individuals, did you like spicy food? Did you ever get the chance to try a different variety of things? A lot of people are curious if you can taste. If you can taste food or eat or consume food. You're doing a wonderful job this evening trying to come through. We're hearing different replies. Obviously, when we go back through this, we're going to hear what you had to say a little bit better. How was your week been?
Playing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead now.
보기 탓
Who's playing with my cats right now? Getting them all worked up. Are you having fun? Did you have cats when you were alive?
That's my thing, making noise.
You might want to go see a doctor about that if your thing makes noise. Just putting that out there, I mean.
피디니 부스
I got a couple tablets, and that one I was checking if it was charging, and apparently it was. And then when it turned on, it started singing to me.
I want to know what the spirits think about all of this, like the stores already having up all their Christmas stuff so early. What do you think about that?
가능한
Do you think it's too soon? I mean, I think it's too soon.
I mean, we can get into a fascinating topic, something I was actually thinking about while I was working over the weekend. Now, individuals and spirits within communication, a lot of people celebrate Halloween, and a lot of people are dressed up like they were slaughtered, or in some ways it's kind of a mockery of people that have passed away. And I understand the celebration, I get all that stuff. I'm curious of your viewpoint. Do you feel offended with how some people act during Halloween? And the other question I had was a lot of people say the veil is thin during Halloween, where you guys can show yourselves and things like that. Do you feel that to be true?
That's true. They always said it's Halloween that they have more powers now, right? Is that is that necessarily possible?
I don't know. I think the veil has been. I almost feel like it's non-existent anymore. Or almost non-existent. I think it's I think through time, with all of these energy shifts and stuff that we've had, that It's really not there. Can you help me out with that, spirits?
Name it.
If anybody heard water running, that was me taking water and putting it in my jug of tea.
His drug.
My jug of tea.
So he's drinking a drug of tea with his grilled cheese sandwiches.
So, and that's a great question, Judy. A lot of us are always curious. Not many of us can see you, and it always feels like you guys can see us. Is there a reason for that? Is there like a block within us that's causing us not to be able to see you guys?
Are we capable of seeing you? Or are you on a color spectrum or such that is not available to our eyesight?
I've been drinking pretty much tea and water and all that good stuff for the past 4 or 5 months. Trying to get off soda. No more Mountain Dew. No more Monster.
Most people can see peripherally. They'll see lights or like a shadow or a quick movement, and they'll look, and there's like nothing there. So majority of the people can see peripherally spirits and movement, but they can't see straight on, if that makes any sense. And I don't know why that is, but it's been fairly well proven.
Get a haircut.
Get a haircut? I need a haircut?
I hope they're not saying I need a haircut.
They're probably saying I need one.
Can you tell us who you think needs a haircut out of the three of us?
I know the answer to this one. I'm curious if the spirits and individuals we're talking with know the answer. Visually, you can't see Renee. But what I'm about to ask should be a pretty no-brainer on this one, okay? Who has the longest hair in this in this stream? Between James, Renee, and I. Who has the longest hair between the three of us?
Well, how's this sound? Who is the closest to you right now between the three of us?
Alright, let's move this, which is my headset. Take this headset, fancy headset. Come on. There we go. Can you hear them better with that headset over there now?
Are you guys looking forward to winter? All that snow?
I'm looking forward to being
Out.
like warm and toasty inside, but not so much the real like damp cold I don't like, but I don't mind winter
Yeah,
except for when it's really damp.
yeah, the damp. Yeah, it's not the cold that gets you; it's the dampness that takes it right
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
it goes right through my bones.
Oh yeah, you can be wearing 7 layers of clothing and it'll still get you. Still
Yep.
get you.
Well, yeah, like in the wintertime, there could be a crap ton of snow and you're still warm. But as
Hmm.
soon as you go out in the snow and you're getting wet and getting dirty, that's when you start freezing, start shivering.
I think it's more like
10%.
the air too. Like when the air has that cold humidity, you know what I know it sounds strange, but that dampness in the air I think is what gets me more.
Bearbeiten.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Because it could be like 5 below, 6 below, 10 below, and it could be a dry air and it doesn't feel that cold. It can be 32 degrees and I'm like 100 layers of clothing on.
I
Well, here it'll be 20 below, then you get a damp wind coming through, and it's like, oh my god.
Oof.
Yeah, it's not nice.
Yeah, you don't need to share that stuff with us this year, by the way.
Why not?
Keep it up in Canada.
No, no, no,
see
no, no. The
see,
more
Oh,
the
you-
yeah.
winter to me is like a workout session with all the cars you got to push out of the ditches and all that stuff.
Mm-mm-mm.
it's part of the fun. Part of the fun. Did you guys used to like winter? Or what was your favorite season?
If they're from Florida, they don't know what winter is.
They might. I want to go snowmobiling. Did anybody like snowmobiling? I love snowmobiling.
I'm a four-wheeler person myself, but
Well, similar.
yeah.
Wie Kunst.
Yeah, I really can't think of anything that I like in the snow. Not really.
Oh, I used to love building snow forts and
when I
snowmen.
was a
And
little tyke.
nothing like getting on a snowmobiling and going full throttle and just through an open field. It's like the best.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, me, it's the same idea, but I like my quads. They're fun.
Now, Spirits and Individuals and Communication. Fantastic movie during the winter. It's around Christmas time. Did you ever stick your tongue to a light pole? Or know somebody that did?
My favorite movie.
Excellent movie.
I watch it every year out of tradition.
Fragile.
That's right.
I like White Christmas and oh gosh, the other one I can't think of the name of it. A Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot your eye out, kid.
Mary, I'm gonna rush out the moon. Horrible Jimmy Stewart impression. Horrible.
I absolutely love that movie.
I'm gonna capture the moon. We'll capture the moon. I watched the sequel to A Christmas Story. It came out 30, 40 years later. 30 years later. Not good. Definitely not good.
No,
No.
I wouldn't think
Not
so.
worth watching.
Danny, do you guys have any favorite Christmas movies or such you'd like to watch?
The Grinch, the cartoon version. It's always a classic.
They might not have even had TV back then.
Christmas Carol. I think that was like a radio show and a movie, and then it's been a movie like 12 times.
Yeah.
And a play. It's been a play.
I saw Christmas Carol. I brought my daughter and her girlfriend for Hannah's birthday. And when it was out in the theaters, the 3D version, and I fell asleep in the theater. I fell asleep, and they nudged me just as Scrooge was coming out in 3D at me. So I opened my eyes, like, to pretend like I didn't fall asleep, and had Scrooge in my face. I screamed.
Interesting enough, the same actor that was in that was the Grinch.
Yep.
Jim Carrey. Over the weekend, I was watching some videos with a friend of Miles Davis and the Rat Pack and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. That was a fantastic impression. Were you around during the times of like the Rat Pack, or what kind of generation? What was the generation you were in?
Out. Sí.
Could you tell me who your president or prime minister was when you were around?
As of last Thursday, the files for JFK's assassination were released. Some of them. Do you remember what happened during that time? Were you alive during that historic event?
Here's a question. Do you guys know who killed John F. Kennedy, our president?
And you guys may ask me, hey, why ask that question? I'm curious. But the other side of it is, by asking that question, today is known. I mean, historically, it will always be known that last week is when the JFK thing was released. So we just stamped history right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which, by the way, is November the 2nd. Or the 2nd of November, 2017, at 9:34 p.m. Eastern.
Yesterday was my uncle, who's also my godfather, his birthday. It was yesterday. He turned 78. Can you guys say happy birthday, Frank?
Happy birthday, Frank.
He's the best. He really is the best. We have a coffee date next week. He's coming down next week. When I get out of work, he'll be down at the auction barn.
Do not get making me crazy, because it will make you crazy. Get you off the wall.
But I learned something today, is that in the Italian heritage, if somebody was named Frank, their nickname was Cheech. And they spelled it C-I-C-C-I, but the I is silent, and it's pronounced Cheech. So, but I was nice. I didn't say, well, how do you do Chong? What does Chong mean? I was nice. I didn't do it, but I might bust on him when I see him Wednesday after work and say, like Cheech and Chong.
See what he says.
I'm gonna see what he says.
I wonder if Cheech's real name is Frank, though. I don't think so.
You gotta wonder.
I think
I don't think it is either.
Cheech Marion, something like that. He was also, he didn't play a high guy. He played a detective. He was in the TV show on, I want to say CBS with Don Johnson, Nash Bridges. He was his partner.
Yeah.
That was
I
in the
remember
late
that.
90s.
That's old.
That's not that old.
Well,
Late
What is that
90s.
noise?
Almost 20 years ago. Shut up.
that's not old.
Well, anything 20 years and older is considered an antique, so
25, actually.
is it 25?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ancient then.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, one of my cars is an antique because it's over 25 years old.
I noticed Doppel had a question earlier.
Well, you guys are really talkative. What are you saying?
I'll ask Doppel's question there. Doppel wants to know who was on the knoll.
Memphis.
What about Memphis?
Hi.
I have a lot of friends in Memphis.
Yeah, I got an interesting tidbit with that. What were you taught about what happened in Memphis when JamesG was shot? What were you taught in school, or what were you taught through the news and things like that? Because it could be different, you know what I mean? The oddity with how our society has evolved is a lot of the history has changed. A lot of the history that used to be taught in schools is no longer taught in schools. Trying to eradicate some of the bad stuff that happened. For instance, like there are certain books that are banned in schools because of like racism and things like that, to try to stop people from having those thoughts and things like that, which is a good thing and it's a bad thing, you know what I mean? Because that teaches what's right and wrong by reading it or learning it.
My concern is that everybody is on such an emotional roller coaster with everything that's going on in history and everything else, that I want to know that the kids are being taught history as it happened. I don't want it to be based on a teacher's opinion or persuasion or anything, and that's what I fear is going to be happening coming down the road.
It's already happening now.
Yeah, but I mean even more so. And you know,
there was a fantastic book that we had to read in high school, and I know now it's banned. But it was called Black Like Me, and it was a story of a journalist that literally colored himself black, went down south. He was a white dude, colored himself black, went down south and you know, tried to see if there's a difference between what color he was. And it was like one of the most beautiful stories you could ever read, because of like the lessons that were learned out of it, not because of the prejudice or the things the guy went through, but the beauty of seeing somebody that back in those days what you would say was privileged going into a situation that obviously he didn't know how he was going to handle it. You know what I mean? He didn't know what was going to happen. It was pretty intense, pretty powerful.
nice.
Was there any literature that any of you liked to read at one point?
춤 미이쿠
You're pretty quiet tonight. Are you okay?
I did hear that too. I heard that. Spirits and individuals. Do you know how to write in cursive? It's something that that's not taught in the schools anymore. People don't. I'd say in the last 10 years, people don't actually learn how to write their own signature in cursive. It's all in print.
Really?
Yeah, it's really crazy. They're not teaching it in the U.S. anymore.
Yeah, the John Hancock.
It's
So I didn't-
laziness.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that.
My kids, which is really interesting, when they first started writing, they were writing in cursive naturally.
Well, I had to learn cursive when I was young.
And they had to be corrected to write the way that they want them to write now.
You guys were taught that in the Canadian schools, right, James?
Yep. Right from the beginning, we're taught that.
Now, were you guys taught like American history?
Yeah, we did more than Canadian history, which is kind of funny considering it's Canada. But
Yeah, I was like, why would you learn American history when you're in Canada? I could understand like the Revolutionary War, but like the other stuff, I don't know.
no, I'm not sure. It's just the way it was. I learned more American history than I did Canadian. That's just the way they are, those guys. But
you guys also know what mistakes not to make based on us.
Right.
well, yeah, well that's it, eh? You gotta learn from someone. I'm sure we make quite a bit of our own too.
And for any individuals out there in the paranormal, I know there's a bunch of individuals that are teachers. I'm telling you this from my own viewpoint. I loved history, and the reason I loved history is I had one of the most stimulating history teachers ever. He made the subject fun and entertaining, and it's one way to really teach kids how to appreciate history was by really making it interactive and creative in that way. James, you got such a dirty mind, son.
I didn't say a word. Was the intent there? We'll not talk about it.
I saw it on the camera. I said stimulated, and you're like, whoa.
I had something to say, but you stopped me in time.
Yeah, I'll never forget that class. It was so interesting. Like, it was just fun. It was fun to learn then.
Yeah, there were some teachers that were just like that. They were just fun teachers to be around, right? And they knew how to speak to people and how to teach.
Yep. I absolutely loved American history. It was world history that I just could not. Some of it I did, but for the most part, it was like I just felt like, well, with past lives, I lived some of that American history, so I was so drawn to it. You know what I'm saying? Especially, for the Native Americans.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that 10-second war.
Yeah. I don't know why, like, considering it's 10 seconds, why they'd even bother calling it a war.
Just call it a conflict. 10-second conflict.
Guy comes over, gets suckered, punch, game over. Is there any tidbits of history that you could tell us about where you're from?
Sieg.
And if you hear any howling, that's one of the cats. In second Marcus.
And Renee, it's getting to be about that time if you want to start talking about your travels and taking a trip.
Yes. We had a really good time last Thursday night when we went and we partied. We danced. We sang. And a lot of laughter. I remember some of it. Where do you guys want to go tonight?
Whereabouts
Did you guys
would you
say
like to travel
Greece?
with Renee this week?
I thought I heard them say Greece. Is that where you want to go, is to Greece? Do you want to go to the islands or do you want to go right to Greece itself? We'll go wherever you want to go in Greece. We can hit it all if you want. Greece. What would
I
you...
heard Greece.
Yes. What are we going to eat when we get to Greece? You're hungry? What would you like to eat? They have some awesome food. Have you guys ever had a gyro?
Sorry, that's me.
I believe the Greeks did it more with lamb. Then, over here it's more of the beef or pork, but...
More about pork? What are you talking about? Nobody likes bacon over here.
Whoa. Speak for yourself there, sunshine.
So we will taste a lot of food and we'll drink some really good Greek wine. Wine. Does that sound good? And desserts. We'll try the desserts. And we'll dance.
What type of music do like Greeks enjoy listening to?
Greek music.
Somehow
Thank you, Renee. Thank you.
I seen that
Greek
coming.
music. Everybody, Greek music.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure
Are
it's
you
just
sure
like
it's not
anywhere.
just great music? Great.
I'm sure great too.
Great Greek.
But, and we can go see some of the ancient ruins of Greece.
Are they ancient?
You're ancient. Your mind is ancient.
I'm not saying a word.
Spirits and individuals. Have you already seen the architecture and the sculptures and things like that in Greece? And you just want to go back.
Künstler,
It's a fun time.
They're my tour guides when I go.
Oh, so they have been there then.
They're
Gotcha.
Well, they'd be quite knowledgeable.
Odisse, Tonik, Wien,
You know, spirits and communication. What could you tell me about the pyramids and all the monoliths and everything out there?
Oh.
Yeah. Are they older than what we say they are? Are they younger than what we say they are? What can you tell us about it? About them?
60,
60.
Anaopi,
60, is that old?
Tempur,
Tell me.
No. Did you say 60?
please accept.
Please accept.
How would you like us to accept? Is there something you'd like us to accept?
Next week,
Now all the questions we have that we ask you, in a simple answer, yes or no. Do you think we will find the answers we are seeking for the questions we ask? And it goes silent.
Did I interrupt you while you were talking to Renee about your trip tonight? I'm sorry if I did.
Hallo,
so we're gonna go tonight, half past bedtime. Come and get me. Do I need to dress up any special way when I cross over?
favorite,
Do I need to wear my dancing shoes? And are we gonna drink red wine?
And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this week for Loving Whispers, and don't forget to have a safe and enjoyable weekend. I know it's not the holiday weekend, but every weekend you guys should be safe. You know, there's been some crazy crap happening in the country the last month or so, actually. But I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And again, if you guys ever have any ideas on things you'd like to see, or ideas or questions you'd like asked, please type that in the comments. Please let us know. And please don't forget to check out each other's channels. Check out one another. And again, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Pumpkinhead Paranormal. Also Blaze Paranormal. Spooky and Raven. And Angelic Comfort. I'd like to give some huge shout outs to you guys. And don't forget to check out their YouTube channels. And I think that's all I have in my head right now. Renee or James?
Well, no, I'd like to thank everyone for coming up tonight there. Without you guys, like I've said before, we don't have a show, so you're much appreciated having you guys here. Like and subscribe on the way out. Beyond that, I'm not sure. I hope next week we have more responses than this week there. I find it was a little quiet there tonight. You think, Tom?
I thought we had some stuff, but it definitely
Yeah,
definitely was. But we were also chatting a lot. We were chatting throughout it too. So I mean,
yeah, yeah,
that's what happened last week. We were kind of goofing around a little bit, and we got some good captures actually. So
yeah.
I do agree. James, Renee, and I chatted a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks ago, about a month ago, and just
Yeah.
trying to be a little more lighthearted, not so focused on being super serious with what we're doing, uh, but still being serious, but have a little bit of a light heart to come across to the spirits in a little bit of a different mannerism. And I think it's working a little bit better. I think it is.
Well, yeah, so do I. You're not really putting the focus on them quite so much for them to answer. It's like they're joining in a conversation, more or less, the way I see
Mm-hmm.
it.
The
Yeah.
answers we're getting are clearer.
Yeah, yeah. But to continue on that as well, it's always a pleasure to work with Renee. And it's always a pleasure to work with Dom. And it's always a pleasure to work on this show. So thank you guys. And at the end, thank you everyone for coming out, like and subscribe, and have a wonderful night. Yeah. Dom?
And Renee.
Oh, Renee.
I love
Renee.
working with you guys, so thank you. That's my name. I'm gonna change it. Anyway,
Renee.
I hear it all the time at work. Renee! Renee! And so yeah, I'm gonna change my name. Anyway, I love working with you guys, and I love doing this show. I love spending time with everybody who listens in, and you guys rock. The other side, I mean, what can I say? You guys are amazing. You guys really make this show. So when you communicate with us and laugh with us and joke with us and talk, we just are tickled pink. And so thank you to the other side and the spirits that communicate with us. And it's so much fun. So much fun. Just makes me happy. So thank you, everybody. And I can't wait to go to Greece tonight. I've always wanted to go to Greece, and I know we've been a few times, but obviously we have a good time in Greece. What happens in Greece stays in Greece. What happens on the other side stays on the other side.
I thought that was Vegas.
You know, it's this written rule. What happens on the other side
Stays
stays on the other side.
Dang it! I was gonna ask for some Greek yogurt.
Oh, whatever. That's the one thing you'd want to eat from Greece.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my god. I'll bet it doesn't taste like American Greek yogurt.
Probably not. It's like French fries. They're not from France.
No. Oh, can you
But
imagine?
Tim's from Quebec.
Well, that's like pizza. Pizza is nothing like it is in Italy that we have here. Nothing is the same
Yeah, I've heard
as
about that.
pizza.
I've heard
Yep.
about that.
And their pizza, I don't
It's
know if
really-
they put a sauce on it. They
Yeah.
put your sliced tomatoes and leftovers go on your pizza.
Huh.
Like your leftovers, like if you had, say you had chicken cacciatore, that's pizza the next night with whatever else was left over goes on a pizza.
Oh, why not? That's actually not a bad idea.
That's great. That's resourceful.
We
Yeah.
have actually when I grew up, my grandmother and stuff would do that every now and then. My father did too, and he's not Italian. He just like picked up on it because that's how it was. That's how it was over in Italy.
Yeah.
Your leftovers went on a pizza.
I'll have to try that. That'd be
Yeah.
And I think we
We've
learned
had
our
some really
lesson
good
about
pizza.
talking about food in front of me because it can get crazy pretty quickly.
It's pretty good stuff. When you think about the combos that we have here, right, in the U.S.,
The garbage plate.
yeah, that and just some of the pizzas that they make now and how they're planned and they weren't back then.
Fireman's pizza, banana peppers and bacon.
Mm-hmm. So you can just imagine fish would go on their pizzas over there. Yeah, totally different. Pizza's very Americanized over here.
Yeah.
But I'd like to thank everybody again for tuning in, and don't forget to check out each other's channels. I'm not sure if anybody else is streaming right after us. It is Thursday, so don't forget to check out Paranormal Zone TV with Noreen. She's also on Thursday nights, but I think she goes on at the same time we are. But again, if you haven't catched her show, definitely check that out as well. But have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you later.
Have a great night, everyone.